Scott Spears here, Scott Spears Now, and we have got a hot topic here during the holiday season. A local radio station and other radio stations around the country have started to air the old Amos N Andy program. Now, it was a big hit in its day, no doubt about it, and that's why the tapes still survive today. But the question is it okay in 2021 to put Amos N Andy over the broadcast airwaves? Well, you have to go to a pioneer in the world of African-American broadcasters, and there is nobody more synonymous with that terminology than the man who lives in Columbus, Ohio, my dear friend, for more than a decade. He is the man with the golden voice, Ted Williams. Ted, happy holidays.
And happy holidays to you, man.
Absolutely.
Amos N Andy
Amos
in
N Andy
2021?
is back.
What kind of mess is that? Y'all remember Amos N Andy, those that baby boomers, so to speak? I've never, I think it's a little beyond baby boomers, but the people who were serving in 1941 World War II, Amos N Andy was popular on NBC, the radio. But my God, what could give a radio station that kind of privilege or programming to want to air Amos N Andy? Gone are the days, and I'm going to play a record here on an antique radio and component set, so to speak. But Amos N Andy, yeah, boss, how you doing? Whoa, mammy. You know, those kind of, and they really do look like blackface characters. You know, when white people used to portray black people, they put polish and all kind of stuff to look like a black man. And back in the days, they also looked like Indians, and they never let the real, Jesus. We need to boycott that radio station.
Well, Ted, here's my question, and I felt very odd even giving an opinion on this as a Caucasian person.
Okay.
Because I don't know. I think it shouldn't be played, but I wanted to get the opinion of somebody who probably listened to this.
Well, it wouldn't be my programming idea, and I'd like to hear the interest level of people here in Marion who want to catch up on some old Amos N Andy episodes, or what is the purpose of playing and they were, the NAACP found them to be very offensive, even to black people.
Now, this is the question, Ted.
Y'all some boss?
Well, now this is I want you to tell the listening audience, or the viewing audience, as it were, why is Amos N Andy offensive to you, a black man? Because I think that's what is not gotten by the audience.
Well, at the time, I always deemed it as being racially instilled in us that we were supposed to, yes sir, no sir, and be spooked. You know, when you see a ghost, your eyes get all big and your hair stands up. And even when I look at Jack Benny's shows, he had Rochester, as you mentioned. Yes sir, Mr. Benny. You know, come on, black people don't talk like that now. I mean, not that we couldn't have a little help in our educational levels, our speaking grammar and so forth. You know, some black folks, and let me clear that up. Some black folks are still stuck in that, yes sir, yes sir, boss. You know, those kind of things.
It's very interesting to me because if you look here, this program aired in the 1920s.
Yeah.
1929.
The roaring 20s.
1928, and still was on television in the 1950s. Yeah. Now, it's very interesting because I would have thought that this would be in archives. It would be available on the internet if somebody wanted to study it. The history of broadcasting. But to put it out as an entertainment program in 2021, I'm not really sure about.
My God, what day parts do they play that?
I believe it's prime time.
Is that
at
right?
Night.
Prime time. Could you imagine riding on your way to work and, yes sir, boss, I got you. I'm a black man. You know, that kind of thing. Man.
Well, it's very interesting because what we're going to do is off to your right here. Now, you can't see this, but Ted has a record player off to his right.
Right over there on the album
and
cover.
He has got the album, and he's going to play a little bit. It's going to be hard to hear because this is from 1929. This is about 100 years old. But Ted, give us a little Amos N Andy. Push that button all the way.
Okay, here we go. We're in the days of radio, in its heyday.
Seats are given a higher polish, a brighter luster. Film stains are removed with absolute safety. This new polishing material has been used in
I think that's a commercial, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a little spot.
Yeah. Some of the oh my God, You can tell I'm not used to doing this.
Oh, there we go. There was some.
We ain't got that in the bank.
Yeah, but that just goes paying the expenses for the week, and then we ain't got nothing.
Yeah, boss.
Well, we ain't lost nothing, though.
Yeah. You and Taylor coming back here Monday, and I trying to get a hold of all the money I can. Then you get in this mess, and somebody tied up the money in the bank.
We didn't have but $14 in there.
Yeah, but $14 is $14.
Now I think.
Yeah, but $14 is $14.
Now see.
No $14, 14.
Now can you imagine?
Open up the door.
Can you imagine this airing in prime time?
No.
Now the volume, I believe, is on the left knob.
Oh, did you
There's
want
the
me to?
vol- you can just turn down the volume.
$14 is $14.
I think it's the left knob.
Oh
there.
my
Is that the
lord,
volume?
my mammy gone.
Well, now this is there. The left, the big knob on the front. The left one there is the
Hey,
volume.
we're gonna play this record for you.
Oh well, maybe that's why they were funny. I don't know.
I think the white man just found something funny. Black folk can be funny.
Now see, what is that vernacular, Ted? I mean, they're trying to be funny with this. This
I
is
listen to WWGH all the time. I like that girl. What's her name? Angie? That pretty black woman. No, pretty white woman. I'm getting ready to get hung here in Mary.
but what is that? That is a dialect that they're. That's a.
It's not a southern drawl. It's just a lazy.
I tell you what I'm gonna do.
I tell you what.
I'm gonna put the money in the bank and keep it in there in my name. That's what I'm gonna do.
According to the...
I think the left one there is the
If
volume.
I don't pay that note, they gonna close up the deck account.
Not close up the mill. Close that note.
Well, you signed the note.
That's what the man told me today.
Happy holidays.
Yeah. We're having a have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, brother.
Now punch that off, then. Punch that off.
Yeah.
Because
It's really disturbing.
I can't even hear that. I mean, let me put it this way. In all honesty, I laughed because they are doing a dialect that they're trying to portray like a southerner.
A southerner, yes, absolutely.
But they would call that an African American dialect, and I think that's why it's offensive.
Yes, exactly. And I mean, at that time, we had blacks that had made great strides and to hold it back like that and to run it, you know, it was just like making fun of black folks and the way they talk, you know.
So basically, Golden Voice, look in the camera there and tell people, should radio stations be airing Amos and Andy in 2021?
I don't think at all it would be that much entertaining, you know what I mean? I'm sure if you've seen somebody personally say, hey man, how you doing today? You know, if you saw that, that'd be a little chuckle. But just to have a whole time slot for an hour or 2 hours of Amos and Andy, there's no kind of historical value. There's nothing educationally, you know, nothing, not one thing. So, to the station that sits up there and try to play all these Amos and Andy things, you need to let stuff go. We've made some strides here in Marion. I know there's black folks all around Marion. Bob Nunnally. Big old Bob Nunnally made some progress. He talk like a white man now. Given the weather. We didn't have black folk doing the weather back then. But now we got a big black man. He bigger than life. And his name is Bob Nunnally. No, wait a minute, let me say it right now. Bob Nunnally.
Well, this will never see the light of day.
Hey, we're gonna have a great time. It's the holidays. We're here at
Look at
WWGA.
Bob coming to the holiday party. Don't never
We're
set
going to
foot in
invite
there.
Bob and see. We're already in the invitation business to get Geraldo in here. You know, we I guess if we disrespected, you know, a few Hispanics around the way, you know, maybe we could get Geraldo Rivera.
You wonder why this man's a talent. When he was on radio, this is why. When he gets going, he gets going.
I had fun.
Mercy.
But you know what? People had fun with me. Now, I just want to say that it's the holidays. We're here with Angie. We're here with Sean. Terry's missing in action. But that's our close-knit little family here. And on behalf of all of us, we just want to wish you a happy holiday.
And no Amos and Andy.
And no Amos and Andy. I wonder what would an Amos and Andy. Girl, let me open them gifts. Bring that gift over here. You know.
Now, if somebody, because we're going to part on this in a second on the Amos and Andy story, but If somebody would tell you, if you were working at a radio station and they said you have to air that or promote that rather,
No.
what would you say?
Not during my time. No. If I was working morning drive, afternoon drive, no. It would have to be a comedy segment in the show that, you know, we would go through. We'd have certain comedies. I mean, they were all Bud Abbott and Costello. They had a great, the Three Stooges. Those were people that the Marx Brothers. They had a radio show, you know.
Well, Ted and I know are both big advocates for the First Amendment. So I guess if you want to air it, you can. But should you is the question that you should be asking yourself.
Are you that hard up for programming that you would reach back in the, in the historical archives to bring out an Amos and Andy? What was so funny about Amos and Andy, outside of that dialect, as you mentioned, and the way they performed it? They were great, though, you know, in their own rights. They were breakthrough artists in terms of black folks. But Gone with the Wind was, you know, they had that, what was that?
Patty McDaniel.
Yeah, and she won an Oscar.
She certainly
Best
did.
Supporting Actress. So,
Do you think they should have done away with Aunt Jemima? It's kind of the...
No, if we were to go back to that conversation that we had, you know, no, Aunt Jemima was an institution with America. You know, it'd be like taking away IHOP.
Well, I'll tell you what, hand me that record, Ted. Here's what we're going to do.
We're going to have some holiday favorites.
Well, I tell you, I'm going to keep this Amos and Andy record, but only for historical purposes. It will never air on WWGH radio, nor should it, nor has it ever aired on this station.
No reason for it.
All it is a keepsake of the broadcasting world, but some things just should not be put on television again.
Angie, come in here and do them darn dishes. I've been seeing these all day.
Amos and Andy's going by the wayside.
Yes. But
all right. Yes.
Speaking of another Andy.
Oh, and we're going to come back with that momentarily. The Amos and Andy.
Happy holidays.